Hello guys! Did you know that the aperture has a huge impact for your photography? It's like your eyes on the camera. So yes, this is like your eyes on your camera. So imagine guys, the aperture lens is quite simply. So it's opening through the light, passes to the camera. So from light direct to the lens, then lens to the sensor of the camera. So the wider the aperture, the more lights it will come. So the wider the aperture, the more lights can be reached from the camera to the sensor. So I'm gonna demonstrate guys and how it will affect your background and also from the lights. So guys, we have a chart here. So in the chart, in the upper chart, we have the aperture blade, which is you have, for example, f1.4 and f2.0 up to f16. So the more wider the aperture, open, you have more lights on your camera and more control from your camera and more blurred on your background. So from down, you have also the sample, which is f2.0 to f2.8 with the photographer. You have three subject. One from on the front subject, you have the plants, and the middle subject, you have a lady, and at the last subject is your background. So if you use f2.8, and if you focus from the lady, which is in the middle, or in the front, which is the plants, if you'll focus on the plants, the lady and the background tree will be blurred. So if you go by f16, you'll see that all the plants, the lady, and the tree. So if you have, yeah, so again, we will try to demonstrate in actual, and I'm gonna show you. We will use the Sony 85 1.4. So guys, we will make a quick example. We have the Sony 85 1.4 aperture, and we have the camera and the model Pinso. So I'm gonna shortly demonstrate while we're changing the aperture from 1.4 to f22. So I'm gonna show you now guys. So in this video, we're using the f1.4, and you see how it blurred the background. So when we change the aperture to f2, it's increasing and to become more clear the background. See, now it's 2.8. I will increase f4. This is the f4. This is 5.6 and f8, f11, and f16. So see the transition from blurred background until focus already in the background. So see the transition, the f16, which is you have a visible background. You can see the book and uh, other things behind the subject. But if you go with the f1.4, yeah, it's totally blurred, guys. So this is how aperture works. And again, guys, if you notice, the subject is stay with a good exposure because I'm using the ISO automatic. I'm using automatic ISO and shutter 50. So only we are changing the aperture, how it will affect your video or photo when you're using your aperture. So that's it for today's vlog, guys. Again, our vlog is regarding the aperture. So when you pick up your second lens from your camera, check which aperture blade you need. There is 1.8, 1.4, or 1.2. So it depends on your budget. The lower the aperture from the lens is more expensive. But that is quite a cheaper but wider lens, like wider aperture lens, like f1.8 from 50 millimeter, like Canon, Sony f1.8. This is more cheaper because the material is plastic or lighter compared for example, this is Sony 85 1.4. It's, it's totally metal, and yeah, the construction, the build quality is um like a tank, like more better compared for the plastic one. But again, the idea, the aperture, it's similar. So guys, I hope you got some idea regarding the aperture blade, so from the lens. So for the next purchase of your lens, check which aperture that you need, like aperture from 50, 35, 1.8. Next time we will also tackle regarding the lens focal length. But on today's vlog, we'll tackle only the aperture from your lens. So I think that's it for today's vlog, guys. Again, if you want to check the price and availability of all lenses that we have here, we have from Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fuji, Tamron, Sigma, name it guys. Loa, we have here in AAB World. So yeah guys, I think that's it for today guys. If you want to check again the price and availability of all the Sony lenses that we have here available in AB World, check our website www.abworld.com. So hanggang dito na lang. Thank you and mabuhay.